For about a month, Virginia temperatures have been in the single digits since a big winter storm that we had. The warmest thing in the house was my butt on this 97-degree smart toilet. The potentially freezing pipes and the installation of a toilet that welcomes you by lifting the lid had me thinking hard about our water. Am I protected from Mother Nature wreaking havoc on our exterior wall pipes? And probably more urgently, Patrick's first attempt at installing a toilet? Today, we're taking a look at leak protection and a retrofit valve shutoff, and then our first smart toilet.
I'm Patrick Hunt, and I want you to like smart home tech as much as I do. Real solutions with Matter, Apple Home, and a little creativity. Weekly, I'll show you how small upgrades can make a big difference. Welcome.
Siri, turn on the bidet. That's not how it works. Uncle Brown's ST12U doesn't connect to your smart home in the traditional sense. I'm not sure I'd want to give my Apple Home residents that kind of power anyway. It's a smart toilet in that it has about a dozen features that most ordinary toilets do not, which provide an overall more luxurious experience. And those smart features are all self-contained here, as it is not connected to any network. Upon entering the bathroom, the motion sensor detects your presence and raises the lid for you. This is a nice feature that we turned off, solely so Connor would not discover his powers. With that feature turned off, we use the foot sensor at the bottom front of the toilet to lift both the lid and the seat if necessary. Post-installation, I've never really had to touch this toilet with my hands. If the purpose that brought you to the bathroom today required a seated experience, then you're in for a real treat, because that's where this bowl really shines. The seat is set to a constant 97 degrees. When there's contact to the sensor in the seat, the foam guard is sprayed on the water. This prevents any rough seas, and the deodorizer fan turns on for those extended stays. The toilet has a warm water bidet, an automatic flush, and a fan for drying, all of which can be controlled from the multi-purpose knob on the side of the toilet or the remote control that you can mount to the wall. It does require power, so I had an outlet installed here. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you saw the BTS of my drywall work. I think it turned out nice. We've been using this toilet for about 3 months now. Somebody better check on me. Uncle Brown sent it to me to try out and give my honest review. The nightlight is great for nighttime visits. The foot sensor for the lid and seat are very convenient, though I usually tap them to lower them back down. Once you experience the bidet and the dryer, you're not really gonna wanna go back. The automatic foam shield is a nice to have, but probably does not need to be activated on every bathroom visit. We found the foam is often wasted. Luckily, most of, if not all of these features could be disabled. We disabled the deodorizer fan because it was a pretty loud hum and we haven't missed it. This was actually feedback that I gave to the team, and I've been told that they're addressing it. Just something that I thought would be interesting. The toilet is not a connected device, but it does have a motion sensor and it does have a sensor in the seat. If it were a connected device, that motion sensor could control bathroom lights, and that seat sensor could control the exhaust fan, for example. Not the case today, but hey, maybe someday. We're extremely happy with the smart toilet. It's $1,200 on Amazon, but my viewers get a 15% discount using code 15OFF-ST12. And my affiliate link is in the description. And there are some other more affordable options to check out as well. So how am I gonna perform the world's greatest reach and connect this toilet with water and plumbing? That actually made too much sense. With the help of my dad, we actually installed 2 toilets that day. And going to bed that night, I was confident I was gonna get up in the middle of the night to take a leak and find a leak. That was the last one. And then yes, the single-digit temperatures. We had the cabinets open under the sinks and the faucets on a slow drip all throughout the nights. So to be safe, and this is the absolute cheapest and easiest version of this solution, I got water leak sensors and I stuck them behind the toilets. Of course, this really only alerts for a leak coming from that water line. If you've ever installed a toilet before, then you know that a lot worse can happen in the floor. I also put them under sinks, under the dishwasher, the washing machine, the main water valve, and the water heater. This IKEA sensor is Matter over Thread, and it's $8. This can integrate right into Apple Home, and notifications are automatically enabled. So if it makes contact with water, it sounds an alarm at the sensor and notifies residents in Apple Home via the app. But I really like the Sakara water sensor. This one uses Zigbee, so it does require a hub, and it's meant to be paired with the Aqara valve controller, which I'll get to in a moment. I do have Aqara hubs, but I wanted to see what I could do with my dual system setup that I already have in place. I use Apple Home as that front-end interface for controlling our devices, and then I use Homey Pro on the back end for automations and device compatibility. With Homey Pro, I can connect those Aqara water sensors and those IKEA sensors directly with no proprietary hub necessary. And then I can send all of those sensors to Apple Home using the HomeKitty app. Stopping here, Homey Pro is really just being used to make those Aqara water sensors compatible with Apple Home. So if they detect water, I'll get those leak notifications in Apple Home and I can run to that main valve and shut it off until I can diagnose the issue. But we can do more than that with Homey. I installed the Aqara valve controller T1 on our main water valve. It does require a ball valve. I previously had a gate valve, which I had a plumber replace. Installation was quick, just 3 screws and 4 AA batteries, and it's ready to go. I connected the valve controller to Homey Pro and tested it a few times. I then integrated the valve controller into Apple Home. This is strictly for emergency use. If we're away and we need to shut the water off, we can now do that in Apple Home, just like we could in Homey. Back in Homey, we now need to create some automations. I split my sensors up into 2 categories, critical and non-critical. The 4 critical locations were places that water should never be, even by accident. So the laundry room floor, under the dishwasher, at the main valve in the storage room, and the water heater. Non-critical is basically under sinks and behind toilets. That doesn't mean that they aren't a threat though. I just built automations that were tailored to each category. In Homey, if water is detected at any of those 4 critical locations, then the valve controller shuts the water off to the house immediately and sends me a message saying a leak is detected and the water is shutting off. In Apple Home, Lisa and I are getting a critical notification that tells us which sensor detected the leak. So that's still the main role that Apple Home is playing as the front-end interface in the system. For those non-critical sensors, if water is detected, then Homey is going to send a message to my phone asking if I want to shut the water off. The idea is that I may have some insight as to where that water is coming from. Maybe Connor is splashing around in the bathtub, somebody missed the bowl, or generally the situation is already under control. If I respond no, then I get a follow-up message that the shutoff has been disarmed. If we're away from home and I have no idea, then I can respond yes, and the water will be immediately shut off. If I don't respond at all, in 3 minutes, with no response, the water shuts off. What's that called? A dead man switch? It should be called a dead man switch because I'm a dead man if I'm busy or something and Lisa's taking a shower and the water shuts off. So you can see how this dual system works hand in hand. Apple Home giving us that information about the leak, and then Homey Pro doing that back-end work, saving our home from potentially massive water damage. I have 9 of these and I'm looking to get a few more for some of those less obvious places. If I had one complaint, it's that the valve controller doesn't seem to be turning the valve off completely. It's close, but I think that water may still continue to trickle. As I mentioned, these Aqara water sensors, of course, all work with the Aqara hub, and similar automations can be created there. But I prioritize Homey Pro, and I wanted to have a little fun and see everything that I could do there. In case you were wondering, it's been a few months and no leak has occurred from either toilet install that we have discovered. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram to probably see more of my drywall work, and I'll see you next week.